Talk with us.
Yo,
Okay.
yo, yo.
All right. You can start.
All right, right now.
Yeah.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Not a Trekkie, an all Star Wars Everything podcast brought to you by Red Cyclone Inc. Now, I cannot stress this anymore. There is no hate for the Saint Star Gate, the Saint Star Track. This is Star Wars. I'm your host, Tenacious T, aka Tatsuwa. My co-host for the Not a Trekkie podcast, the Merc with the Mic.
What is going on? What is going on?
What's up, brother?
Yep, we're back for another Trekkie season 2 of Andor.
Uh, oh, and we have the special guest appearances from Pups early in the cast.
He's excited.
She is very
Oh,
excited.
she. Oh, okay. It's Bella. Um,
Yeah, it's Bella.
yeah. So, we're be giving our take on Andor. This would be the second season. It takes place a year later after the first season.
Well, it kind of jumps around. It goes
Yeah.
from
It starts
like
right a
the
year after.
time. It goes from like the time, and then it's like 5 years later, and then it's 1 year later, and it's weird.
Yeah.
It's kind of jumps all over the place, but
Yeah. But from the beginning of this whole thing, I think we said it on the cast. Also, Rogue One is probably our favorite Star Wars movie consistently. So
oh, 100% it is.
this just adding into it, it makes it even better. Like how they brought this whole story going into it and stuff like that. I honestly will say this is probably the best written story for Star Wars that I have seen in a long time.
Me and you both. Well, don't get me wrong. Like I like the Jedi stuff and like the mystical part of Star Wars and everything like that. But when it comes to, and I know you agree, and we've said this before on cast, that when it comes to actually like the side of like the Jedi and like the Sith and stuff like that,
Yeah.
like it is better because like they have to really put forth an effort in telling a story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's easy to tell, to have shows and have series and movies around the Jedi and the Sith because they have kind of like a handicap because they have like the Force, they have lightsabers, they have this, they have Darth Vader.
Yeah.
They have all these aspects that make it fun. But when it comes to just outside of that world, like they really have to put forth an effort in storytelling, and they did this phenomenally.
Yeah. I will say,
That's my
again, I have a lot of take on the whole world of Star Wars and stuff like that, as much as stuff that we've been watching, and a lot of hit and miss and stuff like that. I think this one, in all overall, like the first two seasons, and then also going into Rogue One, which leads everything into what happens in Rogue One. I think they did a phenomenal job in telling that story. I get tired of
I,
the Jedi
I
stuff. So me with the Jedi, I usually get burned out with it really fast because if it's not a good story, it's not entailing. I tend to just like whatever. I don't give a fuck unless you give me stories of the Siths and how they're fucking like betraying each other. I think I'll be more interested. But it's like watching a movie about Buddhists. Like again, they all like have a peaceful
yeah, well,
journey and
it
shit
is
like
very
that, and I just don't give a fuck. So and then the thing with Star Wars also, like I always tend to go to the dark side. I always liked the villains more than the thing. So basically, this series in general, it's making me kind of enjoy the building of the Rebel Alliance.
yeah. Well, we never really seen that.
Yeah,
Bella, hush. We never really seen that.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like we've always seen like the on-field battles and like what the Jedi and everybody goes through,
yeah,
Anakin and the Obi-Wan and stuff like that. We never really see too much of actually the rebels themselves and what brought them to be where they are. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like we've had with Clone Wars, we had the insight to the clones. You
yeah,
know what I mean? So we have like a touch of another world that we never really experienced in the movies. You know what I mean? Like this was really good because this is kind of like the beginning of the actual Rebel Alliance.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I'm sure that there was things that were brewing behind the scenes before this, but this is kind of like the real heat of the rebels. You know what I mean? Trying to figure out what the hell is going on. You know what I mean? While this this kind of world of Andor that we're in really kind of shows like the political side to Star Wars as
Yeah.
well. You know what I mean? Which is like a major key factor in this universe. Is like we don't really see that with the other movies. You know, we do see it with the Senate and how Palpatine like manipulates his way through it. But
Yeah.
this Andor season 1 and 2 and up to Rogue One is very political,
Yeah.
and it makes it dope to me. I really enjoy it.
Yeah. You see the how all the plans get into play and things like that. And it again, this was probably like the best thing I've watched for Star Wars. Um, we had 12 episodes this season. This aired during 2020 earlier this year. It was like 2025. It was early this year that this
Yeah.
aired. Um,
I
let's
just
see.
wish I rewatched the first season
Me too.
before I dove down into the second. I know you watched the recap, and
Yeah.
I just realized today, as I was watching the last episode, because I literally binged this. I watched like 9 episodes in one day. Like
Yeah.
it was, I was in it. You know what I mean? And what you call it? I didn't. I remember you telling me that there's a recap, but I didn't actually realize it until today. And I was like, damn, it kind of like I'm on the last episode. I'm not about to watch season one recap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I did the little recap just because it gave me somewhat of a memory of what was happening and stuff like that. Because again, we did Endor probably early last year or something like that, so I didn't remember. So I had to like just get a little refresher. I do wish we went through both seasons within simultaneously because I think it would have been a better storytelling directly just because how everything went. But
Yeah. Well, it's been what 2 years,
yeah.
3 years almost. Yeah. No, 2022 was the first season of
But
Andor,
I
right?
think but I think we watched it like a little later. We didn't watch it like right away. I
Because
think
I'm
we
pretty
watched
sure.
the first season probably sometime last year.
I mean, I've moved twice since 2022,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure this was in when I was living in Shirley on Long Island. Um, and that was 2022, and I moved. So like, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure like it's been about 3 years since
Probably
the first season,
because we did
which is it's a
Clone
lot.
Wars.
It's a lot to
Yeah.
not remember. You know what I mean? And I feel bad because I want to give a good cast on this, but like I only remember bits and pieces of the original season.
Yeah. So we're just gonna like review it as the season that we watch and not the whole enchilada. If anything, if one day we go back and watch the three the way it's supposed, like you watch season one, two, and then Rogue One all together and just combine the whole story. That'll be one
I
day.
was actually thinking that, and I think that's a phenomenal idea because you know damn well me and you are so down to dive back into this in Rogue One
Yeah.
because it's just one great story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's good to see what it took Cassian to get to Rogue One, which unfortunately we know he dies in Rogue One.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, everyone dies.
Well, everybody dies that's on that planet.
Yeah,
You know?
everyone pretty much the consensus. Everyone almost dies. Yeah, we did it like a year later. The Andor season one, we did it about a year later.
Yeah.
I just looked
But
up
yeah.
our thing.
Okay. Well, you know,
Yeah.
you know more than I do because you got all
Cause
the
then we did,
information in front.
cause we did the dreaded holiday special. We did it early,
Uh,
the early last year, cause we did the holiday special around Christmas time.
2 years ago though, because the
Yeah,
holiday special did that in Shirley as well. So
yeah, that was terrible. Anyway,
yeah, well,
we
we
could
will never revisit that again.
nah, we could never, we could live that way from that. That don't have to be
I
anymore.
want to I want to literally eliminate that completely out of the Star Wars universe because it is atrocious in every way, shape, and form. So
Yeah. Um.
yeah,
Give me one
what you
second.
call it?
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. I'm just trying to figure out a good way to read off kind of the synopsis of each episode. I think we might have to go in the wiki.
I think IMDb actually had a good. Let's see. I have it here.
Um, what you call it? Just regular Google.
Yeah.
Regular
All right.
Google has a pretty good one. Yeah.
All right, Andor season 2. We'll start with episode 1.
Yeah, episode one. 1 year later, Cassian goes undercover at high risk, and Mothma's wedding weekend begins. The Ferric survivors' sanctuary is threatened.
To go
Like,
to
I'm gonna
yeah
be honest. The first episode, like, I was like all over the place. I had no clue what the hell's going on.
yeah
Um, it was like you said when you talked to me about it. You're like, it's a slow start. It's like that's why I kind of wish that I definitely watched the first season because I'm pretty sure this comes right in after it.
yeah. Well, it's supposed it's supposed to set place towards the ending. It's supposed to be like a 1 year apart, so basically it's supposed to be a little separate. But yeah, it was. I would say within the first 4 to 5 episodes, it was a bit slow start, and then it started really picking up. Like after six, it
Yeah,
started. After the
it's just
festive
balls to the wall,
evening,
bro.
after the festive
It's just
evening episode, everything's just started fucking going crazy.
yeah. Well,
And then
episode 2,
episode 2, we have the Shogun Tema,
Sakurona.
Sakurona Tena. Cassian is stranded, caught in a crossfire between squabbling rebel factions. Dredda deals, and a new assignment. And an unpredictable guest
Deidre.
adds Mon Momoth's wedding anxieties. Oh,
Episode 3, Harvest. The Ferric survivors are in serious trouble and they need Cassian now. Mothma faces shattering dilemma.
yeah. And then going to 4. I think these are all kind of connect to each other anyway. So then we start at 5, and that's actually we start at 6, and that's is where all the story goes in. And then from 7 through 12, that's pretty much one big arc of everything.
Yeah. Just
Um,
run through it and we'll
yeah,
just
yeah.
talk about it.
Ever been to Groma? Cassian Andor and Bix Claney work together for Luthus Rel. That's Forrest Whitaker's character. They are in a safe house in Coruscant, while Senator I keep fucking up this
Mothma.
name. Mothma
Mothma.
tries to help in the people of Grofma. Sherlin Curran enjoys his appointment with, and that's where it cuts off.
The local Bureau of Standards in Palmo.
There you go.
Episode 5, I have friends everywhere. This is where it starts really picking up, episode
Yes.
5. Cassian is dispatched to assesses the Gorman front. Cyril returns to Coruscant for the ISB briefing. Lutheran Luthen visit Bix and smells trouble. Clea learns and listens to the device may be a listening device may be discovered. Wilmon gets an uncomfortably intimate look at Saw Gerrera.
Yep. Uh, then we got what a festive
Episode
evening.
6.
Cassian passes on the Gorlum mission. Lutens visits the Bex Amps. Their faction, Vel and Conte, take the job, and Heist takes turn for well-attended event party becomes a sight. Do or don't. This
The
was
pup
yeah.
the pups really love Star Wars.
Yeah.
Jake, hush. I apologize to everybody. It's the cost of having pups.
Yes.
All right, episode 7, Messenger. Cassian and Bix have made a home in Yavin. Gorman is about to explode, and Deidre's on site. Cassian's reluctance fades as an old wound is suddenly healed. Deidre's assignment turns toxic as Kenneric's plan for Gorman is activated.
Yeah. Um. Again, it's you start seeing a lot of the craziness with the Imperial.
Yeah, no, yo, literally, these couple of episodes is probably some of the best in Star Wars. I'll be honest with you. Like it is super dope. Let's just breeze through it, and we can literally break down
Okay.
everything.
Yeah. Welcome to the rebellion. Oh no, who are you? The
Who are you?
the plan to kill Jabra is derailed by Imperial shock troopers, provoking the Gormit riot. Syrian learns the truth. Cassian finds himself once again at the center of the deadly chaos. This was fucked up.
Yeah, nah,
um,
definitely.
this
It it it, it it's crazy.
this is
He
some
doesn't
shit.
even.
I'm like, go ahead.
This is some like real espionage shit going on,
Yeah,
but like double crossing espionage. So it's like the people who are spying are being spied on and don't understand. It's kind of crazy. I'll
yeah.
be honest with you. It's just like you were just played as a fool this entire time, bro. You know what I
The
mean?
fucked up.
Like,
The biggest thing is that this is something I actually see them actually doing something like this in real life, which is really fucked up. And how to get someone to try to back you in the side that your side is good is that they'll prevent something to a killing of somebody and make it look like it was done by someone else, but it was really dumb, just fucking knocking their off. Like, oh god, they killed one of our guys, and then they're blaming on them, and that's something I could see in
yeah,
real life fucking happening, and
that I'm
honestly, it
pretty
happens
sure
all the
has
fucking time.
happened numerous times.
Yeah,
It's like I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, or I don't want anybody to think I'm disrespectful in any way. But just like look at 9/11. You know what I mean? 9/11 kind of feels like something like this, where we don't know really for sure who was behind it. We have an idea of who was behind it, right? And
yeah.
then
What
it
do they tell us who was behind it? They don't.
exactly what they tell us is before. Like I said, I don't want to be
Yeah,
conspiracy theorists. You know what I mean? People out there get butthurt over this stuff. So, but
hella
what
bit.
ultimately led us into taking over Iraq?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It literally is like just like that shit. You know what I mean? It's like who the fuck can you trust? You
yeah,
know what I mean? You can't even trust your own government. And what makes the Star Wars universe any less, especially the Imperials? You know what
yeah.
I mean? Which hasn't, which is the Empire, is
Yes,
actually becoming the Empire at this moment in time. So,
yeah.
episode 9, Welcome to the Rebellion. News from the Gorman rips open Senate anxieties. Mon Mothma takes the stand as she runs out of allies she can trust. Cassian finds himself at the point of another spear. Bix makes a difficult decision. This is like now you have to like start choosing sides. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? It's like it's crazy. This whole series is crazy. It's
yeah.
it's really good stuff. So
Make it stop. Luthens kills Lonnie after learning of a super weapon. Dredra
Deidre.
confronts him, leading into a hospitalization flashback showing Luthen and the ex-Imperial who saved Kyla after her hometown massacre. They pretty much put this guy's bot like mentality into that droid, which lines up being one of the stars in Rogue One.
Yeah, which was dope to see.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that was my favorite
I
droid,
I
man.
I, I
One
thoroughly
of my
enjoyed
favorite
that. So
characters. Yeah.
yeah. Episode 11. Who else knows? Deidre faces Kenneric's Rebuke. Hurt leads the hunt for Keela at a safe house. She contacts Wilman, who sends Cassian's team after revealing Empire's weapon plans. She stays behind while K2SO fights incoming Imperials.
Yes. And the last episode is Jedi Cabler Eros. Eros. No parade
And we
for.
apologize if we don't enunciate these names properly. Like we're
Yeah.
really
Okay.
bad at
Yeah.
it.
No parade for Cassian of Yavin. The intel is terrifying, but the trust is lacking as things stall. Old friends visit, reminisce. By sunrise, minds have changed. Cassian and K2 depart for the Ring of Kafri, which is pretty much going into Rogue One.
Okay. Um. So overall, in the show, the whole Cassian, obviously Cassian's our main character in this.
Yeah,
So like just the beginning alone of him hopping in one of the TIE fighters, like I
yeah,
thought that was one of just a cool moment in time of how he's a pilot who who never manned one of these machines before and was forced to learn this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just starting it off that way. You know how you and I always talk about how obviously not everybody in the Imperial Army or the Empire is bad. They can't be. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's just like normal people working, they have lives, they have this, they have that. You know what I mean? And a perfect example of that, which I noticed was in the very beginning, was when Cassian was going to get the TIE fighter, that girl who like snuck him in to do it,
Yeah.
she was like I'm really sad because I was actually having fun here. Like that was just one of those moments that made me feel like, hey, I am right on not everybody that's a part of this, you know what I mean, is like bad. You know? It's
Yeah.
like they're just on the wrong side of history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, and him flying and going to that planet, you could see that that was like kind of kind of like a what am I trying to say? You could tell like that was the start of like the Rebel Alliance, and
Yeah.
they still didn't even know who to trust. They couldn't even trust each other. They broke out into like a civil war
Yeah.
alone on that planet. You know what I mean? It's like it's just showing you the the early stages of this. Like they have no clue what the hell they're doing. They don't know what they're looking for. They don't know what they're trying to do. They're kind of just going along with it and seeing what the hell happens.
Yeah. They just know they have a target, and one side is like is going to be a very tough cookie eventually.
Yeah.
And then we actually see why, and the fact and the whole thing of the Death Star being built and stuff like that. And this was all leading into that big ass planet to be built, and all the scattered ways of how they did it and stuff like that too, and how they was able to betray the Rebel Alliance and try to get. It was like again a whole lot of back and forth things and stuff like that, and then the building of the Rebel Alliance, and even them weren't that strong at all to go at it, but they had to do what they had.
Yeah. Well, Deidre, I
Yeah.
think this season Deidre really kind of shined.
Yeah.
Like if you look at the show in itself, it kind of kept fluctuating of like who was like the one pulling shit. Obviously, we know what you call it, Kenrick,
Yeah.
which we know him from Rogue One as the Imperial guy that's enforcing
Yeah.
this, trying to get the Death Star going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously, we know he's the one that's really pulling the strings, but Deidre was the one that was used because so the whole thing with Gorgon was that the planet had this enriched mineral deep inside of its crust to the point that they needed that to power the Death Star that
Yeah.
they're making. So nobody at this moment in time knows that the Death Star is happening. Only a selective few people that was in this room understand what's happening. So she manipulates what you call it, a Cyril,
Yeah.
right? I think that's his name.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Manipulates him because we know him from the first season as he was a dope character in the first season. Obviously, he was kind of played as a bitch by his mother
Yeah.
the whole time. I remember that distinctly. But like she kind of like puppet masters him into doing her deed. That's where like the double espionage happens. It's like you're using people to do things, but Deidre is the one that's like kind of behind all this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's the one that's pulling the strings. She was actually a pretty dope villain for a little while.
Yeah.
I She told off his mother. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
thought that was one of the coolest moments ever. You know what I mean? Like she was like for a woman imperial as well. I feel like besides the girl that was in Game of Thrones, that was in
Talking
like
about.
the Rise of
Oh, you're
Skywalker and
talking
stuff
about
like that. Well, not Rise, yeah, like Force Awakens and stuff.
something Captain Plasma, something Commander Plasma, some shit like that.
Yeah, she was the gold
The Chrome
stormtrooper.
one, the Chrome one. Yeah. Yeah.
The chrome one, yes. I feel like Deidre is probably the number, like as of this moment of everything that we've watched, I think that she's kind of like the dopest female like imperial character that we've had. Like we
Yeah.
haven't had too many of those. You know what I mean? We've had Grand Moff, we had Maul, we had Darth Vader, we have this, we have all these men. But to see like a woman a part of the Imperial Army and stuff like that, like pulling strings and manipulating. I thought she was a dope ass character, and I thought she killed it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I
You know
agree
what I
with
mean?
that.
Because like she was really fucking with everybody. Like she had her hands in everything, and then ultimately she got fucked.
Yeah.
She did everything in her power to make sure that this shit happens, but because she knew more than what she was supposed to, she basically got exiled for it.
Yep. And that's how
Ah,
shit happened. But yeah, shit just went shit to bed. And again, going into Rogue One, we know how that goes. But again,
yeah.
the origins and how they built the Death Star, how secretive it is, and it's a fucking entire planet, and how you could keep that secret, I don't fucking know.
Well, it was the size of a moon.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
So it's like the
It's
stars size of our moon.
but you're like they actually have people flying in space. It's not like it's not a regular, it's not a non thing of just flying in space. So imagine just having like a men at work and fucking big ass fucking thing. It's like, oh
It's
shit,
like I
what is
gotta
that?
fly this big ass moon somewhere real quick.
Yeah, it always
I
makes
mean
me
that
think
the
of the Family Guy, the Blue Harvest shit.
yeah.
Just because like the like the workers wanting the stair, the bench, or like a railing over the where the laser came out and shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Screen door.
yeah, it's insane. But yeah, I can't
I
like.
mean,
Yeah,
the Death Star obviously doesn't travel at the speed of light like all these other objects do. You know, it goes slow,
yeah,
right?
it's a
I am
turtle.
assuming. Yeah, it doesn't. I don't think it has that capability. It just like, hey, this thing's going to be in this orbit at this time. It's taking this amount of time. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, I feel like you would have multiple opportunities to get to take it down, but you know what I mean?
it was just
That doesn't.
targeting mainly the area that the planets that it had around them. So basically, like it was built to like take control of the planets around them anyway. So basically, they didn't really have to move. They just wanted to take control, and then they, again, when they did take control, they destroyed Yevon and like, oh look, this is what we can fucking do. You want that? No, all right.
What you call it?
Cause
And
yep, yep, yeah,
the whole plan of the Gorns,
yeah,
right? They wanted that. Yeah, it's kind of genius. They wanted them to think that they wanted a reliable, like the Imperial Army.
yeah,
Whole plan was to make the rebels better than what they were, right?
yeah,
Just so they have a reason to eliminate them.
yeah,
It is it's genius if you look at it. It's like they're rooting for them to stand up and oppress
yeah,
just so they can come and do this and eliminate, because there was already a mass genocide on that planet already.
yeah. So
You know
now
what I
you give
mean?
more of a reason.
Exactly. It's like, oh my god, yo, tell me that whole fighting scene
This shit was crazy.
wasn't like one of the dopest episodes.
Yeah, it was. It was crazy too, and the what happened and how they did it too. They again they line up just shooting their own guy and like, hey, look, they did that shit. Stop that shit, and they just started fucking blasting everybody. Everyone was
Yeah,
getting it.
no, yeah, that shit was crazy. Like they brought in Cyril
Yeah,
inside, and they had all those robots sitting in there. When he walked in there, my mouth dropped. Like,
yeah,
holy fuck. You know what I mean? Like, this shit's about to go down. Those machines alone can go out and just destroy them all.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, they literally went out into the street and just started tossing motherfuckers, and they were dying. And one of those main characters, one of the girls that was in the actual rebel, Zel Sarthra,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the I'm looking at the cast right now. So she was in it,
Yeah.
and she got tossed and died.
Yep.
Like she got thrown across the complex, and she just landed. I think she cracked her head and she died. It's like, yo, it's like they don't. It it just showed like you don't need to be killed by a blaster. You don't need to be killed by like this. Like they were fragile enough to be thrown and die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the episode that Cyril fucking passed it when he died, when he got shot in the head, because he was literally realizing that he was used during that episode, and he was fucking pissed. Like he choked that girl.
Yep.
He choked Deidre out, and like they were kind of like a forced couple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for like appearances and shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And like he was about to murder her. You know what I mean? She's like, we're going back as heroes. He's like, don't fuck you fucking used me, bitch.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then he had like he went out and then he saw Cassian. Obviously, he's got beef with Cassian from the first season,
Yeah.
and they're going at it like trying to kill each other. And then it's like that moment of clarity where he's like, he doesn't really know what side he's on, and then pop gets hit in the head. I was like, oh my god, it was such a yo. I'm gonna be honest, it's probably one of the best episodes in like anything that we've seen, like show wise that Disney's put out, besides like the
Yeah.
Mandalorian shit. You know what I mean? Like
I would even
this
compare
is
it to that.
oh no, there's some real dope shit that happens in
Yeah, yeah.
Mandalorian,
No, no,
but
there
this
is
is
dope, but
fucking
I can, but I could argue they could make an argument, a comparison though.
oh yeah, this is top tier.
Yeah,
This is what Star Wars is dope about. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Just like anything in the Marvel universe and everything like that. It's like it's sometimes the more simpler stuff makes the most impact. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like we don't need all powerful superheroes. You know what I mean? You have the small stories in between
yeah,
that could really just brew up a great storyline. And
yeah,
Andor season 2, hands down, fucking did that. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
I agree. I
I,
agree.
I feel like we're gonna get a season 3 because Bix at the end, the last episode, right as Cassian's going out, she disappeared on him. That was his girl. You know what I mean? And she was all drugged out half this fucking
Yeah.
season because she was tormented from she had PTSD from what happened to her. But
So
she was on a planet with a baby in her hand. So
yeah.
I'm assuming I don't know who that baby is, but I'm assuming Andor season 3 might happen.
So Andor season 3, it would be Rogue One. Um, season so they only said that this is going to be 2 seasons, and they filmed both seasons simultaneously. They're not doing more
Okay.
than this, so it's not getting a
Okay.
third season. And this is actually also up for a lot of Emmy awards.
Well, bro, it's fucking
Yeah, yeah.
awesome. Like
So
this is
I'm excited to see where it gets and what it wins and stuff like that. Because again, like the acting in this and like the characters' portrayals and things like that. There's always like again a lot of the movies and stuff. There's some cheesiness and stuff like that. This one was like really well acted too and things like that. And again, it made this show made these 2 seasons very very enjoyable, but also getting me indulged into the Star Wars universe because of how they tell these stories and stuff like that. Again, I will say this and I'll say this hands down. This is probably the best written Star Wars piece that we had in like in
series
general.
from
Yeah,
Andor season 1 to Rogue One. 100%, I agree
yeah.
with you
I
on that.
say that it's probably one
We
of the
might get some
most
backlash
rated.
from some real
I
like
don't give a
hardcore heavy
fuck.
people.
Yeah,
I don't care either.
yeah,
The only thing that I say to those people, if you have a problem with what we say, fucking watch it again, watch
yeah,
it in its series, and then come and talk to me and tell me that out of everything that you've seen Star Wars wise,
yeah,
this isn't like the best series of acting, of storytelling, of visualization. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like everything is dope. It has every component that we want. That's besides the Jedi and the Sith. You
And
know what I mean?
one thing I'll say also, there was no wasted anything. I think everything was used. Everything was brought back into attention. Like everything they used in the show, it was brought back to attention. So like nothing was used, and then whatever's again wherever's left, and you feel like it hasn't continued, that goes to Rogue One. And then Rogue One
Yeah.
that ends the story. But
What's you know it's a good show when any one of these characters can have their own show.
yeah, it was very interesting in how they did
Like
again, like you
Mothma.
going more into what the imperial characteristics are too, like going inside and how they fucking run their ranks and things like that, and going into like the building of the Rebel Alliance and seeing how they rank and how similar they are, but also how far apart they are as well. It's weird shit, but it's great.
I mean, just look at Mothma alone.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like her struggles throughout this. Because what was that her daughter
yeah,
that she had an arranged marriage for? You know what I
yeah,
mean? Just so. that family can use a better banking system. You know what I mean? So they can have more of a pull and more of a power front. You can see that she was heavily conflicted with that. You know what I mean? Like to the
Yeah.
point where she's dealing with all this rebel shit on the side because her and Lutheran has kind of been the ones pulling the strings for the Rebel Alliance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The guy with the wig.
Yeah.
Uh, him alone can get his own show because what his level of fucking involvement, he single-handedly is the face. Even though he wasn't the face, he's the face and the start of the Rebel Alliance. Him and Mothma,
Yeah.
and it just shows you how far up because she's the Senate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's in the Senate.
Yeah.
When she has that fucking hell of a moment when she's standing in front of the Galactic Senate
Yeah.
and she's finally addressing, like, hey, Emperor Palpatine's behind this, bro. Like I had chills during that. You know what I mean? Like that's the type of shit to get you killed.
Yeah.
She was playing one side of the fence the entire time, and that's when her cards were shown to the point that she had to get evacuated
Yeah.
immediately onto another planet with the rebels. Like, bro, it's like the whole story with Lutheran and his that girl, the one
Yeah.
that worked in his shop and like became like his daughter, and like just them and their series of events that led them up to ultimately him making the ultimate sacrifice and killing himself so they can't capture him. Like, bro, it's just so fucking good.
Yeah, man.
It really is.
Yeah.
I can go on for days on this show.
Yeah. The verdict, like the review of it, it's gonna get a 5 from me. 1 out of 5 is gonna be a 5. Like this series in general has to be watched.
And, and this show is very, and I agree with you on a 5. I think this is flawless. Well, I'll be honest. I'll be like a 4.9 because the only thing that threw me off was just it was like a lot of time jumps. There's like 3 time jumps during it.
I understand the time jumps, but I think they all got explained throughout the show.
Yeah, no, I get it. So like, yeah, I'm as close to a 5 as possible. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just this show also is just very important when it comes to dialogue. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Hearing what they're saying, like a lot of times when a show or a movie is really high in dialogue, it kind of takes away from it. It's like I want to see more action.
Yeah.
It's like the dialogue was the fucking action. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The manipulation, the planning, the heartbreak. The one girl who lost her, obviously it wasn't her girlfriend, but they were attracted to each other and finally had that moment to kiss, and
Yeah.
then fucking dies in the next scene. You know what I mean? In the street when they're doing their deed and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, like the one rebel dude, not rebel, Imperial guy that got too close to
Yeah.
Deidre and found out about the Death Star and told fucking what's his face, Luthen
Yeah.
about it. Like he ended up getting killed, but his whole purpose was like, hey, you need to make sure my family's out of here now, da da da. And then he gets killed, bro. It's just it's so good, man. It really is. Cassian, what is it? Diego Luna
Yeah.
did a great job. I
Yeah.
think that he always reminds me like the only movie I ever really seen him in was kind of like The Terminal with
Yeah.
Tom Hanks.
Oh,
And
okay.
me and Christina watch that movie all the time, so he's forever that. But now he's Cassian. He's forever Andor to me.
Yeah.
I don't think he could be anything else. I
Yeah.
really don't.
Yeah. He's Andor. Anytime I see him, he's gonna be Andor.
Oh, that's Andor, 100%.
Yeah. But
It's good stuff, man. It
yeah,
really is.
I recommend everyone watch Andor season 1 and 2, and Rogue One. Watch it all three simultaneously. That Make it a
Well,
day.
we're gonna do that. We're gonna watch season 1 and 2, and then and then Rogue One together.
Yeah.
Eventually, we got other things that we need to watch and stuff like that.
Yes.
But I think we owe it to ourselves, dubbing this for our opinion and our viewership and our likes for the Star Wars universe. That this is the best story, hands down, in Star Wars.
Yeah.
100%.
I
And
agree.
I and I will
100%.
sit there and fight and argue, but you better come with some serious facts
Yeah.
because it's easy to be, to have those kaleidoscope eyes for the Jedi and everything like that. but there's more working components to Star Wars than just the Force and
Yeah,
fucking Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader.
the self-proclaimed Jedi.
Yeah,
This
self-proclaimed
guy,
Jedi. You know what I
he's
mean?
always gonna be self-proclaimed.
But
Um,
but yeah, think about it. Like I think Andor battles Mandalorian, and Mandalorian's balls to the wall.
yeah,
Mandalorian is dope. It's it is a crazy series, but this one is punching right back, man.
yeah.
This one is it fights it for that top spot.
I think for again for a one-off Star Wars movie, this was the best way to tell a story that was part of a one-off Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I mean, in all reality, it was something that was never discussed in the other. You know, we had the first three movies,
Yeah,
and then we had the prequels. You know what I mean? It's like you went into New Hope right after this.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So it's like it is truly important. Yes, don't get me wrong, like the start of Luke Skywalker in that series,
yeah,
it's dope, but like now they paid homage to what brought them there.
yeah. I agree. I agree. So I'll say our next show that we're gonna go through will be the Skeleton Crew.
Yeah, 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 let's do it. Let's keep it let's right now because that's a easy show. That's 8 episodes we can get through that. It's also more in contemporary time, so
Yeah.
people recently just seen it, so it's still fresh in people's minds. You know what
Yes.
I mean? Like Rebel Ones and all the old shows and everything that we plan on doing, it isn't going anywhere. So
It will get there. So Skeleton Crew will be the next show that we'll be tackling for the Not the Trekkie, and then we'll probably do Acolytes right after that.
yeah, sounds good to me.
So we'll wrap this up. Thank you for listening to Not Trekkie Podcast. Again, watch Andor season 1 and 2. Watch Rogue One. Make it a night. Make it a day. Make it a weekend, because
Oh no,
all three of them watch.
you're gonna need more than that, bro. Their
Hey,
average out about 53 minutes an
yeah, they
episode,
were
12
both.
episodes
Yeah,
each season. That's 24 hours right there
yeah,
plus a movie.
yep,
Make
yep.
it a weekend.
Yes, there you go.
Make it an extended weekend.
Yeah, but it was great. Yeah, follow us on all social medias. We're on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, Twitch, and TikTok, all Mark with the Mic. Also follow Red Side Clothing on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and WordPress. Also follow Tenacious T.
Yes, you can follow me at Tots Guwap on Twitter, also the real Tots Guwap on Instagram as well. Always a shouts out to Game On, retro video game store based out in Long Island in three separate locations. Well, two separate locations, unfortunately. One of them recently just got shut down, but it's probably better off for them because that was in the best of neighborhoods for them to be in.
Yeah,
But one in Miller Place, one in Smithtown. Also, go and check out Game On Retro Video Game Arcades, one in Riverhead Tanger Outlet, and the other in Lake Grove, Smith Haven Mall. Fun for all ages and groups. It's a real fun place to go, and I love it. Also, shouts out to Retro Relics as well. Retro Relics is holding down a hell of a store when it comes to toys. It's right down the
yes,
block from Smith Haven Mall. I go there periodically from time to time, and they always have some shit there. You know
there
what
you
I
go.
mean?
There
But
you go.
also check out our other casts.
Yes, we have Morphin Cast that just got put up for Super Mega Force, so check that out. We have Shell Shock that we released of the first season of the 2012 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which we will be working on the second season next. And then we also have Not a Trekkie, which again, Andor. And then we're going into Skeleton Crew. We have our weekly It Gets Better, I Swear, and the Wrestling Babble podcast. We have a weekly. This week we skipped one just because there's like 3 pay-per-views within a week, so we're trying to catch up with all that. So we have AEW, we have WWE, and NXT pay-per-views all together. So they'll be
But
recording
yeah,
new
good luck
episodes
with
on
all
those.
that.
Yeah.
Good luck with all that.
Yes.
I'm watching Clash of Paris tomorrow,
Yeah, yeah.
so
So we're gonna cast tomorrow for everything to catch up with everything. But we're usually weekly, and stuff like that. Gamer Rage, we're still planning a Mass Effect cast, so we just gotta get you finished at least with. We are done with
I'm
one, so
playing
we
it.
could definitely
I'm
get.
playing it.
Yeah,
I
so we
have
could definitely get
vacation
part two.
next week. I plan on banging that out.
All
Excuse
right.
me, banging that out next
Cool.
week.
All
So
right, cool. So we're planning to bring back the Game of Rage as a game review kind of thing, a game reminisce kind of thing, and maybe just do a little cast here and there about a game that we just finished and we just want to really talk about and discuss. So I think that's what we'll aim Game of Rage to be. So
Well, you definitely can talk about the new Madden because you've been playing that recently.
that
So
I'm right now. I'm playing Shinobi, Art of the new Shinobi game that just came out, Art of Vengeance, and it's pretty fucking dope. I also just finished Ninja Gaiden, um, Ragebound, which was extremely hard, but I really enjoyed it. So there you go.
yeah,
Peace out, laters, and always remember, fuck
yeah.
Zordon, I
Fuck
guess.
Zordon.
Yeah, and